payoff becomes mandatory when fighters exhibit more aggression in the octagon than necessary.
Iwan the Hulk Cutelaba.
Ion Cutelaba was aggressive and disrespectful, even at the start of their first fight. What unfolded only fueled his haughty behavior, causing more trash talk. The bitter rivalry between Magomed Ankalaev and Ion Cutelaba is among the weirdest in UFC history. The two have been harboring this bad blood since their first fight, and too many canceled flights only augment the hype surrounding this UFC 254. It was a story of empty claims and shallow words. As they say, barking dogs seldom bite.
That's what happened right there to Ankalaev.
Oh, Cutelaba finding a home for that right hand early.
This video will highlight the weird rivalry between Magomed Ankalaev and Ion Cutelaba. We will discuss how it started and trace it back through different canceled fights, Cutelaba's haughty behavior, and how it finally ended in UFC 254. Stay tuned for the spicy details and a fitting end. Hailing from Dagestan, Magomed Ankalaev had a rocky start to the UFC. His path to success was riddled with an earlier failure. However, he has remained focused and has kept rising in the ranks to become one of the top fighters in the UFC. Ankalaev competes in the light heavyweight division and is a leading contender in the UFC's light heavyweight rankings. He had a splendid record of an impeccable win streak of 9 fights before encountering the only loss of his professional career against Paul Craig. That was rather unfortunate, as he had 9 win streaks before and after that fight, with just a draw on his record. Ankalaev lost the battle in the 3rd round via a triangle choke. The defeat against Craig is the only loss in his professional career. Haughty moves and unconventional game plans define Ion Cutelaba.
The winner by TKO, Iwan the Hulk Cutelaba.
The Hulk Cutelaba is from Moldova. With early training in judo and sambo, Cutelaba had several immature fights and represented his country in national games before debuting in MMA in 2012. He exhibits an intense personality, showing aggression in face-offs and before fights.
Dustin Jacoby takes on Iwan Cutelaba.
Undoubtedly, Cutelaba is a mighty force with a promising record of 17 wins and 10 losses. However, an unexpected stoppage from the referee thwarted his strategic game plan. Let's see exactly what happened. The first fight between Cutelaba and Ankalaev was the bone of contention between the two fighters, and what made it special was the controversial stoppage. As the fight started, Cutelaba was all offensive. He rushed forward with extreme aggression and body kicks. However, Ankalaev did not succumb to Cutelaba's aggressive striking. He dodged and landed strikes of his own. In response to Cutelaba's second aggressive outburst, Ankalaev launched his counter with timely, well-placed punches. He sealed the counter with a left kick to Cutelaba's head, which was hurtful and almost dazed him. Ankalaev seized the opportunity and capitalized by unleashing a flurry of left kicks. Cutelaba managed to stay standing upright, defending the strikes, yet he seemed too out of composure to respond. He looked all shaken, as if dizzy. The referee misjudged Cutelaba's unsteadiness on his feet, thinking he could not continue the fight. Later events revealed the quite opposite. The referee didn't know it was all part of Cutelaba's plan. The Hulk was trying to set a trap for Ankalaev, hoping to draw him in too confidently and then attack. The stoppage prompted him to drop the charade immediately and object. The fight wrapped up 38 seconds into the first round, and Ankalaev was announced the winner. Cutelaba put up an impressive display of aggression and didn't hold back with some spirited trash talk afterward. Cutelaba was haughty even before the first fight, but he became too vocal and aggressive after it. Even before the first fight started, security had to separate Ion Cutelaba and Magomed Ankalaev. Cutelaba was ready to attack him even before the bell rang. Later events only fueled Cutelaba's aggression and trash talk. Though we all agree that the referee's decision was controversial, Cutelaba displayed too much aggression and protest. He was pacing up and down the octagon, flustered by the turn of events. After the fight, Cutelaba was vocal about his feelings, calling it unjust. He announced he would go to Virginia's boxing, martial arts, and professional wrestling advisory board with the appeal against the decision, calling it one of the worst calls in UFC history. His social media posts reveal his pride and disrespect for Ankalaev. "I will have to be hit by a train or lightning to knock me out," wrote Cutelaba. Ankalaev's shots were so weak and visible that even NASA could see them from a satellite. Do you think the referee's decision is justified? Please let us know your thoughts in the comment box. While the first fight left Cutelaba dissatisfied, even Ankalaev was indignant. Cutelaba's aggressive behavior and trash talk have led him to want a rematch equally bad. He wanted to sort this out for once and all. The pair was rebooked multiple times throughout the year, finally sharing the octagon again in UFC 254. But will Ankalaev seal his supremacy, this time without controversy? The second fight was much anticipated for obvious reasons, but would this fight provide both fighters with what they were looking for? After the initial clash in the first fight, UFC 254 had a measured start from both fighters. This time, Ankalaev and Cutelaba approached the fight with greater caution than during their first encounter, displaying patience before launching their strikes. Although Cutelaba remained aggressive and pressed forward, Ankalaev effectively evaded damage, utilizing his kicks wisely while landing solid and more impactful kicks of his own. The real difference was Ankalaev's ability to counter anything and everything, ultimately leading to Cutelaba's doom. Following a few fiery exchanges, Ankalaev put Cutelaba down with a vicious counter left hand and then unleashed a vicious series of punches on the ground. Cutelaba went limp, and the referee finally stepped in to stop the contest at 4:19 into the opening round. This time, Ankalaev got an empathetic win that nobody could challenge. He had been silent all along, and with this intense knockout, there were no doubts the chapter was closed for good. What could have been Cutelaba's shot at redemption proved to be Ankalaev's second first-round victory against Cutelaba. It ended the epic saga between Ankalaev and Cutelaba. Ankalaev's victory proved that you don't need aggressive stunts and words to prove yourself. He remained silent with a confident smile that carried more weight than Cutelaba's aggressive moves. Ankalaev shut down this controversy and looked forward to glory and success. Thus, this cocky fighter was paid for his unnecessary aggression. If you enjoyed the video, watch how another cocky fighter, Alex Pereira, was paid for his behavior in the octagon by Israel Adesanya. Stay tuned for more cocky stories and their unexpected ends.